What is up, everybody, and welcome to One Shot, the only podcast where our opinions are proven fact that cannot be debunked. And today, we are going over very popular and quite stupid internet questions. I am Daniel, this is MJ, and we will be your hosts for this beautiful evening.
Don't fact check what he said earlier, because our opinions are fact.
Are fact, 100% proven fact.
And truthful.
Scientific.
Yeah, all the synonyms for facts.
Anyway, our first question, as scientific as it gets, I would say.
Yeah.
What's better, cats or dogs? And again, scientifically, I think it's proven that dogs are better than cats, objectively.
Yeah, that's honest. Like, come on. If you choose cats, you're just...
You're just a lazy person that wishes they could
Your cat,
raise a dog.
Your cat doesn't like you.
Your cat doesn't like you. Dogs are so loyal, and they're cuter,
I heard this.
and they're bigger,
I heard this saying, and it was
usually.
the dog goes, "This person feeds me, loves me, pets me. They must be God." And the cat says, "This person feeds me, pets me, loves me. I must be God." And that's so
That
true.
is actually very...
Yeah.
Yeah. The cat just kind of thinks that you're beneath them.
You're
always.
beneath me. What? You feed me?
What a reference.
So
So that one we're putting in as our first question because not only is it definitely the most popular and not even super internet related in its origins,
it's just
but it's the most obvious answer.
yeah.
And that brings us to our second question. How many holes are in a straw?
One hole. in
One
a
hole.
straw.
One hole in a straw.
One hole.
And some say that if there's an opening and a closing, it's two holes, but it's just
No.
an open hole.
Okay.
Like if a sock has one hole.
So
And it's just a closed hole.
you take a straw, okay? Say you get the expand laser, okay? You expand the straw, big straw. You use it as a slide. You went through the slide, okay? You went through the hole in the slide.
Or if you do the opposite and you shrink it down and compress it, you have a donut. How many holes does a donut have?
One hole.
One hole.
You can take a straw and do this, and make it super thin. Still a hole. One
Still
hole.
a hole.
Same hole.
Same hole.
Same hole. Two ends. Two ends.
Two ends, one hole.
That is the only two part of that question.
Yes, the ends of the straw. It's two ends of a straw, one hole to a straw. Speaking of straws,
And holes.
lasagna. If you were to bake two lasagnas and stack one on top of the other, do you have one big lasagna or two lasagnas stacked on top
Well,
of
let me
one
ask you
another?
this. If you take a piece of bread and you put meat and then another piece of bread, do you have two pieces of bread or something different?
You have a sandwich.
You have a sandwich. It has combined to become
Yeah,
something
it's not
greater
like
than
it's not
itself.
like, oh, I'm gonna go eat bread meat.
Yeah. Right?
It's a sandwich.
Okay, think about it this way too. You take you're making cookies, right? And you take a scoop of cookie dough and you put it on the cookie sheet. But instead of making two cookies this time, you take the second scoop and you put it on top of that one. What does it cook? What does it make?
It makes one cookie,
One
not
cookie.
not.
It's just bigger.
It's just a bigger cookie.
It's just a bigger cookie. It's the same thing with the lasagna. It's just one bigger lasagna.
I do like a nice moist lasagna. Speaking of
Speaking of moist,
speaking of moisture, our next
Right.
topic of discussion is water and whether or not water itself is wet. I am a firm
Not
non-believer in wet water. I
It's
believe
not
water
wet.
is not wet.
water makes things wet. It is not wet, and if you say it is wet, you're not wet.
What?
And that doesn't make any sense.
Technically, everybody is wet. You're like 70%
Really?
water.
Something like that. We have a producer over here, our teacher. What do you think?
Is water wet? Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you. You heard
That
it
is the
here
correct
first.
answer.
It is
Because
correct.
as we said prior, our opinions are
Are
proven
fact.
scientific fact.
So-
Speaking of science, speaking of science, you like cereal, right? You like cereal?
I love cereal.
I love cereal too. You put the milk first or the cereal first?
If you put the milk first in your cereal, you are a monster.
Yeah, I
You're-
agree.
horrible.
And then there's this popular argument that, like, if you want to go in for more cereal, you add extra milk to the milk that's left and then put the cereal in.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
You need to have the cereal in first to gauge how much milk you have to add to the bowl. And if
Okay.
you do it, otherwise you're a psychopath. Again, scientifically proven.
I'd like to
Go to a
ask
mental
everyone,
institution.
when you wake up in the morning, do you say, I think I want to have a bowl of milk? No. You say, I think I want to have a bowl of cereal.
I mean, that's not... I mean...
You only have a bowl of milk.
I mean, you...
You'd have a glass of milk.
Yeah, but, like... That doesn't really help the argument.
It does.
How?
The cereal is the main part of the meal.
Yeah, the cereal is the main part of the meal.
So
but
you put it in first, and you use the...
What about, like, chicken soup? You put the broth first. That doesn't... And the chicken's still the main part of the meal. I'm on his side of this argument, but that was a terrible argument.
Speaking of
Speaking of oh yeah, speaking of soup,
yeah.
is cereal soup?
No.
No.
Okay.
A soup has to be cooked. We looked this up when we were discussing this question.
Yeah, soup.
Soup has to be cooked. Also,
It has to
milk.
be a broth.
It's
Milk is not a
close
broth.
to have milk count as a broth, but under that logic, if you were to drink a beverage with ice in it, you're drinking soup
Which
because
is
ice
just
is the
not true.
food, and
Just
then
not
the
true.
beverage happens to be the broth.
Daniel brought this point up, and I'm gonna steal it and copyright it as my own. You have hot chocolate, and you put marshmallows in the hot chocolate. What is it? It's not soup.
It's not soup,
It's not soup.
which is very similar idea to cereal.
Yeah.
So.
The cereal's closer. I think people think it's soup because you eat it with a spoon.
I think technically, if you were to like microwave a bowl of cereal, technically, if that counts as cooking it, that could be soup.
Why do
I
people like
guess.
warm milk?
I
Let's
don't
talk
know.
about that.
Yeah, let's sidetrack for a minute. Some people like warm milk, and I think we should end those people. Those people scare me. Those are the type of people that would like
They leave them.
that would like just suck the dust off of a Taki and then throw the Taki out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. or like
I would say no disrespect to people that do that, but all disrespect to people that do that. Why?
Or
You're
you could be
gross.
worse. You could suck it off and put it back in the bag.
Oh. Oh.
I've seen people do
Why? Oh, that's terrible.
that. And then give it to their friend. I think it's
Speaking of ending people,
oh my
our next topic of discussion is a famous problem known as the trolley problem. A problem in which you are in front of a train track and there is a train traveling down the track, barreling towards 5 people strapped to the track who are gonna die. But there's a lever that can make it deviate onto another track that only has 1 person on it. Do you pull the lever, actively pull the lever, and let the trolley kill the 1 person, or do nothing and let the trolley kill 5 people?
See, this is a question from my good friend Sophocles. Yep. Confucius.
Confucius.
What's the other
Socrates?
Socrates. This is my
You
good.
just named a character from Pokemon Sun when you were trying to name a Greek philosopher. I mean, they sound similar.
It's a good time for my friend Socrates.
Yeah.
I think personally, I think Socrates has the same answer as us.
What was our answer?
Do we even have? I don't even think we agree on this one.
I was never positive about this. I've
Yeah.
contemplated this question a few times, and I'm not sure what I would do because I feel like
I think what
morally you should pull the lever.
I think what you
Legally, you probably shouldn't.
so I think what you do here is you don't pull the lever, you walk away, pretend it didn't happen, and if you do remember that happened, convince yourself that the lever was broken and it wouldn't have worked anyway.
I have a better idea. I have 2 better ideas. One of your options, join the 5 people on the track. Then you don't have to worry about any legal or moral problems.
Or you
'cause
just
you'll-
turn into
you'll-
Spider-Man and
you
save
will
them
have
all.
perished.
Like-
Yeah,
like that one scene.
but what if there's like no
Spider-Man.
buildings or anything to grab onto with your amazing webs?
That's true. I always just imagine the train track in like the woods,
What if it's like the Transcontinental Railroad going across the Great Plains and there's just grass?
just grass.
And the other solution I think would be humans have been ruining the planet. Let it run over the 5 people and then turn it around and hit the other person.
And then hit yourself.
I saw this one video and it was I never actually watched it, but it was titled I made an AI solve the trolley problem, and the thumbnail just was a picture of the classic Trolley Problem MS Paint image, and it just said it doesn't like humans,
Oh,
and that's
no.
all I needed to know. I didn't have to watch the video, and I was like,
Oh.
you know what? Me neither.
Wait till the trolley turns sentient.
I
Gain the
would
conscious.
hope that doesn't happen. I don't think the trolley was the AI.
Thomas the Tank
I
Engine.
think the AI was the person deciding.
It just runs
Anyway,
off
if
the
Thomas the
track and
Tank
kills
Engine was
everyone.
real, he would kill us all. That's kind of the consensus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our final topic of discussion is actually a rather
main
big
event.
one. Our main event, if you will. 1 billion lions versus one of every species of Pokemon. Who would win in a brawl?
And before we start, I'd like to ask our producer one more question. What do you think? A billion lions or one of them?
But at the same time, when I was originally asked this question, I didn't realize it was one of every Pokemon. I thought it was one of any.
Oh, no,
Oh.
it's
Well,
each species.
if it was still one of any Pokemon, the right Pokemon would still win.
I mean, it'd have to be a very specific one though,
Or two.
or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think having 900 elemental beasts, some being on god level, if you're talking about like the lore of the universe,
Yeah.
I think the Pokemon kind of have it. We're both pretty big fans of the Pokemon franchise and have been for a very long time, so we are quite knowledgeable about a select few, if not all, of the 900 Pokemon that exist.
So, how about we start in favor of the lions? They take out the Route 1s, and that's about it. So
No, I think they take out most of the Pokemon.
They
I
take
think
out
they get
the
everything that's not fully evolved,
they take out most of the field egg group Pokemon, I think.
except for Cosmoem. They don't kill Cosmoem. For those of you that don't know,
Cosmo-
yeah, I didn't. I just thought of that right now. For those of you that don't know, Cosmoem is a Pokemon that's literally like a black hole. Its density is like 2,000 grams per centimeter cubed or something like that.
And a small female child is able to hold it in her purse.
I think it levitates. I bet it levitates. But anyway, it's got like really good defensive stats, and it's
Yeah.
also a black hole.
Then we're gonna give an Eviolite and use Cosmic Power.
I don't think we're allowed to use items.
No, like when we actually play.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
If
we're
we
mean.
were allowed to use items, another big contender would be Wobbuffet or
Focus.
anything that learns counter. Because
Yeah.
if you focus sash something, or a Pokemon that learns sturdy even, and it lives on 1 HP, and then you use a move called counter, the way this move works is you take damage and then deal back double the damage that was dealt to you. So if a lion bites you, you bite it twice.
Yeah.
Yummy, I love lions.
And I guess while we're at it, we're going through like game logic before we get into the lore. Because once you get into the lore, you know the Pokemon win.
Yeah, but under game logic, it becomes
So,
apparent
I was-
that
I saw
Pokemon win.
a Wolfie VGC video.
Wolfie VGC, for those of you that don't know, is
World
a
champion.
YouTuber that has won the Pokemon World Championship in
he's
the video game. So
very
he's knowledgeable about the battling system.
Knowledgeable. So I'm not gonna say exactly what he said. So pretty much any high-powered Pokemon that can learn a spread move, like
A spread move is a move that hits all of the opposing team.
preferably one that's stab and that can
Stab means that it's the same type as the Pokemon that uses
it's
it.
a boost.
It does 50% extra damage when
and
that's the case.
is a type that is boosted in a weather condition.
In the Pokemon series. I'm just clarifying in case some of you don't follow the Pokemon franchise as heavily as we do. There are weather conditions, which are just like real life weather, that happen to affect certain types of moves. Like the sun makes fire type moves more powerful. The rain makes water type moves more powerful, etc., etc., etc.
And every Pokemon that can learn Helping Hand uses Helping Hand, and Helping Hand boosts, was it 1.2 times?
I think it's 1.5.
1.5 times however many Pokemon learn Helping Hand, which is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And it stacks, and then you use your spread move that hits every line, and they win.
Yeah.
Just like that.
A specific case of this one, the one that was actually brought up in this video that he was referencing, is a Pokemon called Kyogre, which is essentially the god of the sea. It is Big Whale,
I'm big.
and it's kind of like a deity of the ocean, and it has some power. It's got some good stats in game, and it has this move called Water Spout that is 140 power, I think,
And
if
hits-
they're at full HP.
Yeah.
And it hits all of them. So that specific move in this scenario would absolutely destroy the lions.
Yeah, it's like a pressure washer, but like a lot.
I wanna hop over to real
Oh.
life logic, semi real life logic, because it's Pokemon for a minute.
And lore.
We'll get to that after. How are lions gonna do anything to ghost type Pokemon or steel type Pokemon?
That's true. Mainly ghost types. I feel like a few lions could break through some steel types.
Yeah, but like
Not Aggron. Not
me-
Steelix.
Yeah, no.
No.
No,
They
I don't think
won't hit
I don't
the
think a
ghost
lion
types.
could even I don't think a lion could even crush a rock with its jaws,
I guess
let
this-
alone metal.
I'm gonna trip into some lore here, but what about like Rayquaza? It lives in the atmosphere. People
Yeah,
say,
there-
"Oh, the flying Pokemon have to land." What about the flying Pokemon that don't have feet and never land?
There are some Pokemon that don't land, and there are some Pokemon that have the ability to levitate.
Yeah.
Not just because they fly, but some of them because they literally levitate, as in like it doesn't take them any energy. And there are some Pokemon that do levitate that don't get the ability, like a Magnezone or Gengar. You
Unfortunately,
could just float in the sky and not have to land because it doesn't run out of energy.
yeah. So, lore.
Lore, this
There are
is
so many win conditions.
this
for
is
the
the
Pokemon.
biggest logic form of logic
Pokédex
in which the
entries.
Pokemon wins, which is
And what the
Pokedex
game
entries
says.
and what has been confirmed that the Pokemon are capable of.
Well, why don't we start from the
lore-wise.
top?
Yeah, we'll start from the top of our big list, which is the
Yveltal.
god of darkness, destruction, and death, Yveltal.
If it dies, it kills everything around it.
Yep.
So you just shoot the Yveltal
Yeah, you could just shoot the Yveltal in the head and then...
and dip.
Yeah, but what happens to the Pokemon?
Rayquaza can leave. Necrozma can leave.
Anything that can fly can leave.
Can get out of the atmosphere.
Abra can teleport away.
So,
Yeah,
Primal Kyogre.
we already discussed
We
that
already
one.
discussed that one. Mega Rayquaza.
We already discussed that one.
Mega
Oh god, Mega Salamence.
The blood-soaked crescent.
The Pokédex entry, I think in either Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon, describes Mega Salamence as, and I quote, the blood-soaked crescent, and that it apparently, first of all, it doesn't fly, so it doesn't run out of energy. It glides at like Mach speeds, and the shape of its wings make it so sharp that if it were to fly in front of a person, it would slice through their body
And it doesn't stop.
in half, and it doesn't even
It
slow
sees
down,
red.
and it does not. It is undisturbed.
Undisturbed.
So you could just send one of those to fly straight through like a lane of lions, and they're all gonna be just dismembered.
The original question, or any version of this question, does not have a time limit. So,
Yeah, that's true.
You
If
set
it,
up a
just
stall
keeps, if it just keeps flying.
yeah. Then we have Ghost type Victini, the victory Pokemon.
Yeah, the whole lore behind Victini is that if it's around somebody or supporting the side, any side of a confrontation, that side wins.
Always.
Literally has to win. So I feel like that one helps.
Magcargo.
Ah, yes.
Okay,
Magcargo,
so
the
before
fire
we talk
snail.
about Magcargo, okay, yeah, we don't have this one on. A lot of people say, well, the Pokemon can't control what moves or like know how to work with each other because there's no trainer. And to that I say, Oranguru,
Ah, yes. The psychic monkey
the psychic monkey
that can tell them to do things.
that can tell them to do things.
Yeah.
Like throw out a Pokeball with Magcargo in it and blow up the universe.
Yeah,
Not the
Magcargo is a lava slug that has a body
Temperature's higher than
temperature
the
hotter
sun.
than the surface of the sun.
So if it came out of the Pokeball, the pressure would cause the Earth to explode. Pretty much.
Would it?
Close. Close.
It would make an
It
explosion.
would kill a lot of lions.
Yeah.
Mega Tyranitar.
Yeah, a lot of Pokemon that were good on their own also just have mega evolutions, so we
Yeah.
threw those in there because that just makes them more terrifying.
Can move mountains with ease.
It eats mountains
Yeah,
too.
and eats them.
It just eats them,
Yeah,
and it just like kicks the mountain, and it just
falls.
falls. So
That thing is indestructible.
Metang, yep, Metang is indestructible. It literally says in the Pokédex that if a airplane were to crash into one, it would not leave a scratch on the Metang, and the plane would not be okay. I don't get how they come up with these
So
things.
this one, I don't think a lot of people think of. Swalot. It basically leaves its mouth open and it just eats things, and its stomach acid is so putrid and
It melts
acidic,
everything.
It melts everything.
And it can also spit out the stomach acid, like throw it
Like,
up
as an
on
attack.
command. So
And yeah.
next up, these two are similar. We have Ditto and Zoroark. I'll talk about Zoroark first because it's less overpowered. Zoroark can just hide as a lion and
Be-
pretend to be a
infantry
lion.
team. Infiltration.
and then just like use Dark Pulse or something and kill them.
Yeah, just get
And
from
then
the inside.
Ditto just gains the powers of the lions.
He
It
can
just
tell the
becomes
lions
a
to walk off
lion.
the earth because the earth is flat.
I don't think that's. I don't think it can communicate with them.
What about the big exploder?
The big exploder. Yeah,
Electrode.
right here we wrote down Electrode because that's the most classic example. But anything that can learn the moves Self-Destruct, Explosion, or Misty Explosion, because they literally they just explode. It's C4. It's pounds of C4.
Pounds.
They could just jump in
Multiple
and
pounds.
blow up. I think that would hurt a lion.
Let's go to the Pokemon's Golden Boy. That's not their mascot.
Ah,
Charizard.
Charizard. They do love
They
Charizard.
do love Charizard.
Pokédex sentries claim that Charizard's fire can melt everything,
Anything.
literally anything. So Charizard, also, as some
And
people
other
say,
forms.
it can fly.
It can fly. And it has 2 Mega Forms in that Gigantamax form.
What's a Gigantamax unfair?
Yeah,
A
you get
single
the
Gigantamax
Gigantamax
form
one.
would probably kill all of the lions.
Groudon, it
It can just make lava
can
be
just make the lava.
everything.
and in its primal form, it summons like a super hot sun.
Yeah, it does do that, and also it can just terraform the land into massive spikes that just murder everything.
Yeah.
And then we got oh yeah, of course, God.
We skipped Mega Aggron.
We talked about that with the steel types.
Yeah.
Arceus is literally
it's just
God.
God. That explains
It's
itself.
immortal. It can't die. And then we got Palkia, can distort space, send them to space.
Yeah.
They can't breathe in
Dialga
space.
and Celebi are time travelers.
Dialga and Celebi can just travel back in time to when they were born. I guess.
Giratina is literally Satan.
Giratina can send them into the hell equivalent in the Pokemon universe,
Yeah,
and
where they'll
kind of
die.
just trap them there.
And,
And
our favorite
This
entry.
one's gonna take us a minute or two to talk about. Hoopa. Hoopa is a mythical Pokemon introduced in Generation 6 in about the year 2014, I believe. This thing can make portals that look like big gold rings
Sonic
that can
rings.
do anything and go anywhere, basically. So it
Anywhere.
could just pick up all of the lions and put them in space.
It can change sizes too. Yeah.
It can
We've seen
grab more Pokemon. I know
From
that's kind of
different
against-
dimensions.
It's kind of against the rules. One of every
No,
Pokemon,
it's not.
But still, it can also kind of like a Rangaroo control the Pokemon and tell
Yeah.
them what to do, and it can kind of just like open a portal and drop lava on all of them or something like that.
Also, we didn't mention this with Ditto. Ditto doesn't just have to transform into a lion. It can also turn into another Hoopa.
That's
or-
true. It could just turn
or
into another
Mega
Hoopa or
Salamence.
Mega Salamence or something. Get it all done twice as fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is why the Pokemon would beat the lions. I think that's a pretty good summary of the situation.
And a pretty good end to our podcast.
And a pretty good end to the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe and like and subscribe to
comment.
our YouTube channels. That's FizzXP and your boy Pants.
And leave a comment. Leave a comment your answers to each question.
to each question, leave a separate comment
And
for
why.
each one, and we
And
will
why.
pin it.
We will pin all of them.
I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you in the next episodes. Deuces.